Batman Reptilian issue 1, Garth Ennis with Liam Sharp on art. This is the new DC Black Label book, and it's definitely distinct. It looks different. It does not look Liam Sharp art that I've seen before. It looks very different.
Because I just sorry, I didn't read this either because I don't like Ennis. That's not a surprise. I'm on the record that. Hell, look.
No, I know.
I couldn't even read the Bond book by Ennis, and I love Bond. I've heard Sharp's art in this described as similar to like Dave McKean.
Oh no, I don't like McKean.
Why you saying, oh no, Dave McKean's great.
Dave McKean's the one that does the long bat ears, right?
No, you're thinking of Kelly Jones.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah.
Dave McKean,
Well, the Dave
did
McKean
Arkham Asylum.
Oh, well, that's fine then. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
kind of like that. I will say that the faces aren't always to my liking in this. The faces are a little bit more, I don't know, like Arkham Asylum meets like weird president mask look. But
as in Point Break, President Masks?
yes, as in the president mask you wear when you're robbing a bank.
Okay, gotcha.
Especially Joker and a couple of other characters. However, the Batman himself, his silhouette, and the cityscape, the rain, the streets, that stuff looks absolutely gorgeous. There's a real mood and atmosphere to this, and it, yeah, I would say somewhere between Arkham Asylum and like a Behermo art, something in the middle between those two is kind of where you're landing with this.
How much bat penis is there?
No bat dick.
Not enough,
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the story starts. There's the first chunk of it is so this sounds like a boxer or maybe an MMA fighter who has been got off scot-free as seedy little sleazy lawyer speaking to the press outside the courthouse, talking about how he's innocent, blah blah blah, and it sounded like he was accused of raping someone or two people in particular.
Oh boy.
And Batman, as the lawyers talk about how this criminal system, this is horrible. They use stuff submitted by the Batman. We have evidence that proved that he's innocent, and it's all coming off very sleazy. And the Batman never shows his face because he's just a shadow at night. And then Batman just walks through the crowd, walks right up to him, and calls the big guy a coward. And it's kind of this big defining moment where he says, "You're a rapist, you're a coward, and you are who you are." And the lawyer's like, "This is an outrage. How dare you come up to my client like that?" Blah blah blah. And eventually, Batman pisses him off so much that he takes a swing. And Batman, you see like there's a panel at the bottom where everything turns red, and it's all pouring rain. This whole thing, there's so much atmosphere. Everything's just in the pouring rain at night. And Batman's walking away from this guy on the ground and just says, "Self-defense," because he did take the swing first. Yeah, there's definitely an Ennis quality to the writing here, which you're either going to love or hate.
This is what I cannot stand.
I'm not anti-Ennis like Connor, but the stuff I read from Ennis, he's not
He's an
my
edgelord.
kind of writer. Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Mark Miller.
Yeah, but Mark Miller also surprised you from ever like Supreme is one of the best things I've ever read. Because there's a heart there.
I think I don't have a problem with Ennis's because I've read some Preacher and it was pretty solid what I read. I think here what's different is that this is not original characters that he's creating. This is Batman. Now that said though, they're kind of just left of what they're supposed to be though, because Alfred's a little bit sassy. The next scene's in the cave and Alfred's kind of
you got me back,
right?
Sassy Alfred, you got me back.
He's been just a little bit sassy, and so on. But anyway, there's another call. The cave looks fantastic, by the way. I was pointing that out in the art. My favorite panel though, of this whole book is after he leaves the cave. There's just a shot of the Batmobile going down a street, and holy crap, this thing is like, set it as your. Someone edit out the speech bubble because there's one little speech bubble. You could put this as your phone background. It's gorgeous.
Why not just try tweeting at Sharp and ask for the image without the lettering?
Clean.
Sure, yeah, possible do that. But it's gorgeous. Like the reflections on the street. The way you've got all the city lights kind of in this dabbed painted style, it looks gorgeous. Batman goes to a bar and basically demands to see whoever so yeah, I stopped the crime, sorry. So the thing he hears in the cave is that what two is it? It's Mad Hatter and another one. It's not Riddler and Penguin, because Riddler and Penguin are the second two. But two of the Gotham villains have been found almost dead. Not killed, but like torn, like bleeding. They've been attacked by something. And he goes to this bar to try and find one of the henchmen that worked for one of them, or one of the rats, and finds the guy. Again, more gorgeous rooftop stuff with all the lights of the city. Seriously, it's the faces. Like when you see the Joker in a flashback later on, the Joker looks horrible. Like his face is disgusting. But all of the locations and the vistas are stunning. And he's basically threatening this guy off the edge of the roof. And he's asking, like, he wants to know what happened. What happened with this incident? But he's surprised when the guy says, he doesn't say the two names he's expecting. He says Riddler and Scarecrow or whatever. Riddler, Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, and Penguin are the four I think that are involved. But they're in two pairs. And it's two different names. And he's like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, speak. What happened to these two? And it seems that the exact same thing happened to two other villains at the same time. Or together. And is it okay? Someone's attacking the various villains in Gotham. So he ends up telling the story that kind of led to it. Where he talks about the villains all getting together. Joker was kind of rallying the crowd a little bit. Talking about what to do about Batman. Whatever. And it kind of led to this thing where the double crossing was happening, and ultimately leads to this mysterious thing where they all get attacked. And yeah, at the end of the issue is just this guy goes home and he's like terrified. He's in his bed, and because Batman kept repeating, remember, Batman never kills, because the guy's really scared and he keeps reminding him, don't worry, Batman doesn't kill, what you got to be scared of? But he keeps doing it in a really intimidating way, so the guy's got like really serious problems. So the issue mainly is just teasing that something big is attacking a lot of the villains, so it's setting up the titular Reptilian is the main thing. Honestly, this is all about the atmosphere. If you're going to get this, it's mostly for the art, which is super like horror, atmospheric. Gotham feels alive and it feels like dense and scary.
I feel like because Sharp was experimenting a lot in the back half of the Green Lantern stuff he did.
Yeah.
Like trying a lot of different styles. And I did just went and look at the preview pages for this. And it seems like some of that has carried across to this. So this is like, it's not exactly the same, but there's a lot of similarities between what he was doing there. It's super interesting to see him doing some just vastly different stuff to what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, the other big plot thing in the issue is when he's telling this backstory about what got all the villains kind of railed up. It sounds like something mentally affected them, where they were at this big meeting, all the various Gotham villains, and they kind of all felt this like tension really suddenly, where they all wanted to pull their guns on each other. All the henchmen pulled their guns on each other. It was like something psychologically like manipulated all of them to feel paranoia and whatever, and anger, whatever you want to call it. But then it went away almost just as quickly after 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it was. It all just went away, and everyone was just kind of confused. Why did we all just act out like we're ready to go to war? This didn't make any sense.
Ares is involved.
So this presumably is tied to the monster in some way, or something that's going on. But this is partly why this henchman kind of got away from the game. He didn't want to be part of this anymore. It was too scary.
The most interesting thing for me hearing this is, I think before reading this, all of us just assumed Reptilian, we were dealing with Croc. And the way you're describing this sounds like it's not Croc at all.
No, we knew it wasn't Croc.
Did we?
Yeah, it was in the solicit. It was like, this is not Croc, this is a new thing.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. I clearly didn't read the solicit.
Yeah, we always knew it wasn't Croc. It was kind of something other than Croc.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm down to read more of it. It was such a nice, enjoyable read because the art's so good, because the atmosphere is so strong. Atmosphere is one of those things where if you can capture the atmosphere, like it goes so far that it's because the same in a movie. If your direction and like art and cinematography is so good, the story can be basic, and I'll just be so into it because I'll be just enriched in what's going on the whole time. Same for a comic, really. I mean, and the story's fine. Like, I'm intrigued. The mystery they're building up with what happened with the villains, and it being Batman hunting out this information is cool. It's kind of a weirdly paced issue in the sense that it ends in kind of a downbeat moment, but it kind of fits the somber, moody tone to the whole thing. That it's not just like a big traditional cliffhanger. So, yeah, I like it. I'd give it a solid 8. I mean, the art's not always amazing. Some of the faces, Joker in particular, looks really rough and has that kind of almost like the Rocca kind of sheen to the faces a little bit.
The word I was using when I was reading Green Lantern was rubbery.
A little rubbery, yeah. Which ties into the whole President Mask thing, I suppose. But
yeah, a lot.
Yeah, but so much of the art is good though. It's one of these weird things where the atmosphere in the world they're in like means that it doesn't matter. Like I'm too busy enjoying the atmosphere of everything. So yeah, take that as what you will. I'm down to read the however many issues of this is just because it was such a different vibe from everything else. Do you know what? I'm glad it's 6 because if this was only going to be 3 or 4, this would have felt like there wasn't enough story.
I'm pretty sure it's 6.
Yeah, that feels like it's probably paced correctly then. So yes, there's a big gallery at the back of the issue as well for potential covers and like teases of art for the next issue, which I am not looking at properly because I don't want to dwell on anything.